Hello. I wanted to go over our Chapter 5 review. We have a test tomorrow over slope, the first half of the slope chapter. When we come back from Thanksgiving, we will do the second half. So our first one says, find the slope of the line that passes through each pair of points. Remember, it's only asking for the slope. So to do that, we would need to use m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to label my points. Then I'm going to plug them in. So I'm going to have negative 4 minus 5 over 8 minus 2. And remember, that's an 8 minus a minus 2. Forgot to put that in there, and I'm not writing with a pencil. This is why I like for you to write with a pencil. So I get negative 9, 8 plus 2 over 10. So my slope is negative 9/10. And we're going to do each one of these the exact same way. So I'm going to plug in 4 minus 7 over 2 minus 6 gives me negative 3 over negative 4. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so we get the slope is 3/4. Here, negative 9 minus a negative 5 over negative 3 minus a negative 4. So both of those are going to give us a plus because negative times a negative is a positive. So negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. And negative 3 plus 4 is a positive 1, which would give us our slope is a negative 4. Last one, slope equals 7 minus a minus 2 over negative 3 minus 6. We get 7 plus 2 is 9. Negative 3 and a negative 6 is a negative 9. So our slope is negative 1 over 1 or just negative 1. Any one of those would be correct. I think for rise over run purposes, this one in the middle would be the easiest to use. So let's go to number 5. It says at 6 a.m. there were 800,000 gallons of water remaining in a reservoir. After 8 hours of irrigation, there were 100,000 gallons of water remaining. Write a linear equation that describes the amount of gallons of water remaining as a function of the time that the field has been irrigated. So we are left with 100,000. We started with 800,000, and we decreased over 8 hours. There is our equation. I had one student who wanted to make a table, and that is perfectly fine. You went over 8 hours. You decreased by 100,000 gallons. You're still going to get this after 8 hours. Okay, let's go to number 6, which is write an equation for the line that passes through the given point with the given slope m. We're going to use y equals mx plus b. We will plug in our x coordinate and our y coordinate into this along with our slope to find our b, and then rewrite the equation. So I'm going to have 1 equals 1/5 times 10 plus b. 1/5 times 10 is 10 over 5, which is 2. We subtract 2 from both sides. We get b equals negative 1. So we rewrite y equals 1/5 x minus 1. There is our equation. Let's look at the next one. We have 8 equals negative 5 times a negative 9 plus b, just getting that from this original equation and just filling in the variables. So I have 8 equals 45 plus b. I subtract 45 from both sides. I get b equals a negative 37. You rewrite y equals negative 5x minus 37. Don't forget that's a negative. Last one is undefined slope. We talked about undefined slope, and if we had an undefined slope, it looked like a vertical line. So we know that the only thing we need, since it's not going to be anything but x, and just go up and down the vertical axis, what is our x, which is -4, so we have x equals -4 is our equation because we have an undefined slope. And remember, if it's an undefined slope, we have a 0 in there, and then a 0 slope would be a horizontal line. Okay, just remember that. Last, number 9 says write an equation for the line that passes through the points -2, 2, and 2, -8. Remember, this is the one that takes a minute. So we're going to have to start by finding our slope. I'm going to plug, label, I'm a labeler. So we're going to have m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have -8 minus 2 over 2 minus a minus 2. Don't forget your signs. So that gives us a -2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Reduce this and we get a -5/2 for our slope. So I'm going to go over here and put -5/2. We need our b. Now we have a set of coordinates and we can choose either one. It'll still work. We have our m. We're just going to plug back in. So I'm going to use this set of coordinates just because the numbers are smaller. So I have 2 equals -5/2 times -2, and I'm going to go ahead and put that over 1, plus b. So -5 times -2 is a +10 over 2, which is just 5, plus b. I subtract 5 from both sides. That gives us a -3 equals b. So now there's the second part of my answer that I need, and I can rewrite y equals -5/2 x minus 3. There's my final answer because it said write an equation. Number 10, explain the difference between a rate of change that is positive and one that is negative. Give an example of each. We talked about this in class. If we have a positive rate of change, we know that that is increasing. So our x increases and y is increasing also. So as x is increasing, y is increasing. That's on a positive. But on a negative, something different is happening. And I'm just doing this on like a little graph. This is a good example. As x is increasing, y is doing what? It's decreasing. Okay, and that is on a negative rate of change. If it's positive, x is increasing and y is increasing. You can see that. It makes sense. But on a negative rate of change, as x is increasing, y is decreasing. Number 11, if y varies directly with x and x increases by 2, is it possible to determine by how much y increases or decreases? Explain. Well, this has to do with y equals kx. Remember our constant of variation. And we need to know that, not just what x is doing. So we cannot tell what this is doing. We need to know k. K, which is our constant of variation. So this would kind of be one of those, they didn't give us enough information. So the answer is no. Let's flip over to the back. Number 1, m. Remember, this is y equals mx plus b form. M is 2, b is 1. Just a quick little graph here. We always start with the b, so it would be at 1. And then 2, 3, 4. We go, this is really like 2 over 1 because we want to do rise over run. So 1, 2 over 1, drop a point. 1, 2 over 1, drop a point. And you know that you can do it in the opposite direction. We could go down 1, 2 over 1. You just need just a few points, and it would be better if I had graph paper and a ruler, but you get the gist of that. You know how to do this. Okay, so same thing, y equals mx plus b, m equals negative 3/4, b equals 2. So, of course, we're going to start at 2. Drop a point there. That's always our starting point, is at b. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, because it's in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop a point. You could also do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop a point. Okay. Okay. Draw that. You say, Miss Smith, why did you go up and to the left? Well, this is still positive to negative, so it still gives us a negative 3/4. This was down and to the right, which is negative to positive, which is still a negative 3/4. Our last one, we had to solve out for y, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Remember, these are not like terms, so I cannot add them together. When I divide by 3, I have to do it over the entire problem on the right. So I get a negative 2/3 x plus 3. Now I know that m is negative 2/3, b equals 3. I can make 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. I'm trying to hurry up and do this. I'm trying to do it on my prep. So we start at 3, and I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You could also go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can always ask me on Remind. Be sure to study what undefined slope is, what zero slope is. And if you have any questions, like I said, just either rewatch this video or come see me first thing in the morning or send me a message on Remind. Remember, we do have parent-teacher conferences till 6:30. So you can ask me anytime. I'll still be here, or swing by parent-teacher conference. I hope this was helpful. Let me know tomorrow. Study hard. Thanks, guys.